the Gotham Scientific Research Institute, an important test is about to take place which could affect the entire world.
A cyclotron. They were the first practical particle accelerators developed in the 1920s. We're in 1978 in this show. Cyclotrons were phased out in favor of a more efficient accelerator called a synchrotron in the 1950s. Most people didn't know that, apparently including our writers. The idea behind today's experiment is to produce cheap, efficient energy to supply the world.
Our cyclonic antimatter generator is capable of producing a new negative source of energy, which, if successful, will end the world's dependence on natural energy resources.
That's a great idea, and every time someone comes up with a great idea like this, it gets squelched, because how are the fat cats who make their money from oil and gas supposed to get richer? You don't really expect them to do something like work now, do you? They run it up to half power and everything is working perfectly. Well, that's today's episode. We'll see you oh, there's more. That is the cheapest Green Goblin mask I ever saw. Question: how did he get in here so easily? Does anybody actually guard this place?
What on earth was that?
I don't know. I think it came from inside the complex.
Oh, we do have a guard who right now is trying to hustle a pretty lady scientist.
Hurry! Something's going on in the cyclotron chamber.
Oh no, something's gone wrong.
Quick, we've got to shut down the antimatter generator.
It's no use. The power circuits are fused.
There's no way to shut down the cyclonic generator.
Great heavens, what's happening?
Dr. Hale, look out!
It's gone!
Are you complaining?
As soon as I get you in focus, we'll have a nice picture to send back to our relatives on planet Exor.
They'll see what a superhero I turned out to be.
Steady, Zan. Just count to 10 and...
Oh no, Gleek ruined the picture.
Gleek was a true pioneer in that field. In fact, he was the one who created the word photobomb, even though he couldn't pronounce it.
It's the trouble alert.
The Justice League satellite is relaying the message from Turkey.
Super friends, we need your help immediately. A giant energy creature is attacking our hydroelectric plant. There isn't much.
The obvious question: what does it want?
As the incredible antimatter monster absorbs billions of volts in electrical energy, cities all over Eastern Europe are drained of their vital energy sources.
It wants food, and it eats energy of all kinds. This is a job for Superman.
I'll drain that beast of energy before it knows what hit him. It vanished into thin air.
Could have been worse, could have been fat air. They need more information.
The antimatter that makes up the creature is a new substance, Aquaman. We know very little about it.
I'm afraid we don't know how to stop it.
Wait, where are you going? I wonder what this reel of computer tape is doing on the floor.
Hang on to it, Jaina. We'll check it out when we get back to the Hall of Justice.
The Super Friends are consulting the computer to try and figure out where this thing will strike next. That means where the world's biggest energy sources are.
Computer files indicate 4 primary sources of world energy. The oil fields off the north slope of Alaska, the microwave relay station in Tokyo, Japan, the geothermal energy fields in southwestern Africa, and the nuclear power plants in California.
Holy power supplies, they're all over the world.
Yeah, people are all over the world too. Funny coincidence, eh? They'll each take one while the twins monitor communications. The monster appears underwater at a pair of oil rigs off the Alaska coast. That happens to be Aquaman's assignment. Yes, it's eating. Okay, drinking the crude oil. Our narrator will actually call it energy. Crude oil isn't energy. Crude oil is disgusting goo. We've learned how to extract energy sources from it, but raw crude oil should give him a stomachache.
He's destroying another oil rig. My aquatic telepathy will slow him down.
Following Aquaman's mental commands, hundreds of nearby fish circle the strange energy creature, creating a barrier around its glowing form.
This giant kelp lasso should hold the energy creature.
Okay, you roped him. Now what? You just gonna stand there and hold him all day?
It's draining the strength out of my body.
Superman will answer the beacon and come to the rescue, but this thing does that to anybody it touches, including Superman. How are they supposed to stop it if they can't even touch it?
Computer analysis indicates your reel of magnetic tape contains program for antimatter energy control.
Jupiters, if that's the control tape for the antimatter, then what's on the computer at the research center?
I don't know, but there's only one way to find out.
Gotcha, Super Sis. Let's go.
We don't get any Wonder Twin powers activating, so I assume they took the bus.
Coast is clear.
I wonder which computer this tape came off of.
I was right, nobody's guarding this place. Anybody and everybody can just bebop on in.
What's the matter?
Nothing a few million volts of antimatter won't take care of.
Oh no! That thing is powering up to do something to them, and they only have an acre and a half on each side of them in which to step aside out of its path. Whatever shall they do?
Wonder Twin powers, activate! Form of a kangaroo!
Shape of ice cubes. Okay, Jaina, hop to it.
Wow, that was close.
Why does nobody ever think of moving sideways? It happens in real life, too. One day at our place in Idaho, my dad, my brother, and I were out clearing some dead trees, both for fire prevention and to use as firewood ourselves. My dad cut this one tree, but it didn't fall the way he intended. It landed in the fork of another tree nearby, and it was still connected to the stump by a few fibers. He cut those fibers, and the tree started sliding in that fork, coming right at him. Does he step, hop, or dive to the side? No, he backs up. But the tree can move a lot faster than he can walk backwards. It caught him right under the hoo-haws, then it suddenly pivoted and lifted him 10 feet in the air. Then the fork ran out of tree and the whole thing, he included, dropped to the ground with a huge thud. He was all right, a few bruises, but for the rest of his life, I got to tease him about that time he rode a wild tree.
Whoever that sinister villain was, he's gone now. Let's check out the magnetic tape on the lab computer.
It's gone. It must have been disintegrated in the antimatter.
That's not the worst of it, Jaina. Look! Whoever tried to stop us stole the antimatter computer control.
The Super Friends conclude that that means the villain can control the monster remotely from wherever he happens to be. Those guys made it so efficient he doesn't even have to plug it in. Wonder Woman deduces that one of the 4 scientists they've been talking to is the culprit.
Holy microwaves! Why would anybody want to turn loose an energy monster?
I don't know, Robin, but I've got a plan that might tell us. With Wonder Woman disguised as a government scientist trying to reverse the effects of the energy creature, our culprit is just liable to show his hand. I'll tag along as Curious Clark Kent and find out what I can.
Curious Clark was a short-lived line of children's books based on Clark Kent. Clark sued and got the books pulled from shelves. Undaunted, the authors and publishers changed the character's name to George, made him a monkey, and made him act just like Clark Kent. A subsequent lawsuit failed.
Sorry, this area is off limits.
I'm Clark Kent, and this is Andrea Randolph of the Federal Energy Center. She's here to neutralize the energy creature.
Okay, Mr. Kent, go ahead.
That explains a multitude of things. No ID check, nothing. I could pull up there, tell him, I'm Irving Frumpelmeyer, Vice President in charge of zappy things, and he'd let me in.
Your problem obviously stems from the overload in the power circuits. A heavy bombardment of supercharged protons will probably stop the creature dead in its tracks.
It may work. I'll run it through the computer analyzer.
Every nosy reporter should have X-ray vision. There's nothing in there. Better check the basement next.
I have no idea what that was about, and it'll never come up again.
Professor Randolph, telephone.
This is Professor Randolph.
I have some vital information regarding the energy creature.
Great Hera! If all of the scientists are here, then who's on the telephone?
If you want to stop the antimatter creature, then meet me in 5 minutes at the warehouse on Dock 52.
Meet me at the warehouse is as cliched as head 'em off at the pass. It's always a trap, they always know it, and they always walk into it.
Hello? Is anybody here?
Yes, Professor Randolph, I'm here, but you won't be for long. No government scientist is going to interfere with my plans.
Maybe not. But Wonder Woman is!
The control machine is in the back of a pickup outside.
My magic lasso should slow it down.
How? What's it going to do? Same question I asked Aquaman. You roped him. Now what?
My magic lasso is acting as a conductor and flowing the creature's energy right through me. The creature's draining my...
Now you take a nap. That should give you time to think a couple of things through before you try again.
That's right, Wonder Woman. Not even the Super Friends can stop me from taking control of all the world's energy.
Finally, we get the plot. He intends to collect the world's energy into that thing and then sell it back to us.
Superman, we finally discovered a way to diffuse the energy creature's power. This giant electron-absorbing belt must be fitted around the energy creature. A receiving unit will draw off the creature's energy and beam it back to the cyclonic generator.
But in order to put the belt on the creature, I'll have to come in contact with it.
No problem, Superman. We've devised a clear, insulating spray that will protect you from the creature for 5 minutes.
They set everything up in a nuclear power plant and wait. While Superman prepares for this, the others will do a security sweep.
This area is restricted. Do you have security clearance? That does not compute. What is your identification number? I have no listing of that number. You better come with me.
Or not. Batman and Robin are checking outside.
Spot anything, Robin? Negative, Batman. Infrared batnoculars are picking up nothing.
Batnoculars sounds vaguely risque, doesn't it? They don't know that the control machine on its pickup is parked not far away. It's on a timer. When it runs out, it'll create the monster.
Look, it's the energy creature.
Quick, Superman! Once I cover you with this insulating spray, you'll only have 5 minutes to get the transmitter belt on the energy creature.
Outside, Batman and Robin have seen the creature and are looking for a way to help Superman.
Great Gotham! The portable bat scope indicates the energy creature is being controlled by something in this area.
This is Dr. Starnes' pickup truck.
And that must be the missing antimatter control computer. Quick, we've got to try to shut it down.
As usual, they won't think of the obvious way to do that. Break it. Smash it with batarangs. Cut it up with lasers. Hit it with a couple of bat bombs. Kick it and scratch it. Anything. But they discover something in a printout. The protective stuff has been sabotaged.
The protective insulation is working. Quick, activate the energy transmitter.
Superman, you've been tricked. You've got less than a minute of protection from the energy creature.
Holy getaways, Batman. Dr. Starnes is taking the energy transmitter.
We'll cut him off at the Coast Highway, Robin. Come on.
But Superman got the belt on the thing, so shouldn't those scientists be twiddling some controls like he said?
Hurry, Batman. He's approaching the drawbridge.
And that's just where we'll catch him, Boy Wonder.
Oh no! The drawbridge is opening!
Yeah, what you got there, partner, is you kinda high-centered, you know?
The chase is over, Starnes.
And so is your energy creature.
It's working! The energy is beaming back to the cyclotron energy chamber.
Starnes is in custody. He's not the only one.
I caught these three snooping around the reactor.
We didn't find anything suspicious in the power plant.
It looks like the only thing suspicious looking in the power plant was you three.
With the Super Friends vouching for them, the robot let them off with a small fine. This sucked. The premise doesn't make sense unless this antimatter produces way more energy than it takes to generate it. The Wonder Twins didn't tell anybody about the tape until it was too late to do anything about it. The monster was guzzling crude oil. This is some of the worst writing I've seen out of this show. This third season in particular has gotten us used to good, consistent stories. Today we're all over the place. I think Gleek could have written a better script. Maybe not.